right, Shalom. This is Ariel Shirala down here in the Lions Den camp. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rakha, Kodash, Ma'amath. A double honors to the elder and apostle, Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. A double honor to my elder as well, Ahar One Shirala down here in the Lions Den camp. And a sincere Thawada to the Akim, the Akwatim, and the Banyam that are pushing the truth to believe it with sincerity. Thawada, Shalom. This is Acts chapter 10. I'm going to start with the prologue. The prologue of Acts chapter 10, verses 1 to 5 is about Cornelius, a devout man. Verses 5 to 11, it says, being commanded by an angel, sendeth for Peter. Verses 11 to 15, who by a vision. Verses 15 to 20, Salakia. Verses 11 to 15, it says, who by a vision. Verses 15 to 20, Salakia, it is kind of chopped up right here. So verses 20 to 34, it says, is taught not to despise the Gentiles. Verses 34 to 44, as he preacheth a Mashiach to Cornelius and his company. Verse 44 to 48, the Holy Spirit falleth on them. 48 onto the rest of the chapter, and they were baptized. So this is Acts chapter 10, verse 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band, a devout man, one that feared Yahweh with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to Yahweh all way. He saw in a vision evidently about the ninth hour of the day, an angel of Yahweh coming in to him and saying to him, Cornelius. And when he had looked on him, he was afraid and said, what is it, Lord? And he said unto him, thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before Yahweh. And now send men to Iappa, and call for Simon, whose surname is Peter. He lodgeth with one Simon a tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do. And when the angel which spake unto Cornelius was departed, he called two of his household servants and a devout soldier of them that waited on him continually. And when he had declared all these things unto them, he sent them to Iappa. On the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the house to pray about the 6th hour. And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance, and saw heaven opened, and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners and let down to the earth, wherein all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat. But Peter said, not so, Lord, for I have never eaten anything that is uncommon, anything that is common or unclean. And the voice spake unto him again the second time, what Yahweh hath cleansed, that call not thou common. This was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. And Christians, they bring this out saying that you can eat anything, but this is a vision about something else. This was a parable. This wasn't the Lord literally saying, hey, you can eat anything you want and go against the law of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. This is a parable that was before him. Received up into heaven. Verse 17. Now while Peter doubted in himself with what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, the men which were sent from Cornelius had made inquiry from Simon's house, and had stood before the gate, and called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there. While Peter thought on the vision, the Spirit said unto him, Behold, 3 men seek thee. Arise therefore, and get thee down, and go with them, doubting nothing, for I have sent them. Then Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him from Cornelius, and said, Behold, I am he whom ye seek. What is the cause wherefore ye are come? And they said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man, and one that feareth Yahweh, and of good report among all the nation of the Jews, was warned from Yahweh by an holy angel to send for thee into this house to hear the words of thee. Then called he them in, and lodged them. And on the morrow Peter went away with them, and certain brethren from Joppa accompanied him. And the morrow after they entered into Caesarea, and Cornelius waited for them, and had called together his kinsmen and near friends. And as Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him, and fell down at his feet and worshipped him. But Peter took him up, saying, Stand up, I myself also am a man. And that's why it's not cool. You'll see these camps like ISUBK or GOCC. They'll have Edomites kiss their boot, kiss their foot, and shit like that. They'll have Edomites like bow down to them and shit like that. That's not for this time. All right, that's not for this time. We're still men. We're still humble servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We should just be focused on preaching, waking up the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Let them know that they're the Israelites. That let them know that America's about to be destroyed. The dollar's going to collapse. We shouldn't be focused on having people bow before us. Also, man accompanied him, worshipped him. Verse 27. And as he talked with him, he went in and found found many that were come together. And he said unto them, Ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But Yahweh hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean, any man. So if a Christian says that that vision that he had was about eating food, it wasn't. All right. It's about what he just said. Hold on, verse 28. And he said unto them, Ye know how that is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But Yahweh hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. Therefore came I unto you without gainsaying. As soon as I was sent forth, I asked thereof, For what intent ye have sent for me? And Cornelius said, 4 days ago I was fasting until this hour, and at the 9th hour I prayed in my house, and behold, a man stood before me in bright clothing, and said, Cornelius, thy prayer is heard, and thine alms are had in remembrance in the sight of Yahweh. Send therefore to Joppa, and call hither Simon, whose surname is Peter. He is lodged in the house of one Simon, a tanner, by the seaside, whom when he cometh shall speak unto thee. Immediately thereof I sent to thee, and thou hast well done that thou art come. Now therefore are we all here present before Yahweh to hear all things that are commanded thee of Yahweh. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, Of a truth I perceive Yahweh is no respecter of persons, but in every nation he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. The word which Yahweh sent unto the children of Israel, preaching peace, by Yahushai Mashiach. That's also another Christian cut. It says, verse 36 of Acts chapter 10, the word which Yahweh sent unto the word which Yahweh sent unto the children of Israel, preaching peace by Yahushai Mashiach, he is Lord of all. That word I say, you know, which was published throughout all Judea, and began from Galilee after the baptism which John preached, how Yahweh anointed Yahushua of Nazareth with the Holy Spirit and with power, who went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil, for Yahweh was with him. And we are witnesses of all things which he did both in the land of the Jews and in Jerusalem, whom they slew and hanged on a tree. Him Yahweh raised up the third day and showed him openly, not to all the people, but unto witnesses chosen before Yahweh, even to us whom did eat and drink with him after he rose from the dead. And he commanded us to preach unto the people and to testify that it is he which was ordained of Yahweh to be the judge and the judge of quick and dead. To him give all the prophets witness that through his name, whosoever believeth in him shall receive remission of sins through his name. Whosoever believeth of him of Israel, because like he said, Jews, Israelite believers who believed in Yahweh Yahushai, they didn't go to the Moabites and preach and teach over there. But Yahushua was saying that there are Israelites who are in these other nations who don't know the Israelites. Okay. Remission of sins. While Peter yet spake these words, the Holy Spirit fell on all them which heard the word, and they of the circumcision which believed were astonished, as many as came with Peter, because that on the Gentiles also poured out the gift of the Holy Spirit. And for they heard them speak with tongues and magnify Yahweh. Then answered Peter, can any man forbid water that these should not be baptized, which have received the Holy Spirit as well as we? And he commanded them to be baptized in the name of the Lord. Then prayed they him to tarry certain days. So that was Acts chapter 10.